Hi, it's Lauren Perreault with 5 Realty. I'm bringing you the latest Portland market update through March 14th, 2025. The Portland metro real estate market continues to surprise us. For the second week in a row, sales prices are nearly 10% higher than they were at this time last year. These figures come from deals that went under contract despite some of the highest mortgage rates seen since October. This report will take a closer look at Portland's sale prices, supply and demand trends, foreclosures, and mortgage rates. Let's dive into the numbers. The average sales price this past week was up 9.9% compared to the same period last year, marking the second consecutive week of similar increases. Looking at the broader trend, January saw a year-over-year increase of around 4.2%, while February's gain was slightly higher at 6.7%. While the recent double-digit increases are noteworthy, it's still too early to determine if this trend will hold or if it's just being affected by some outliers, expensive homes. Another couple of weeks of data in this range will provide a clearer picture. The supply of homes on the market continues to grow, with buyers having roughly 32.5% more options compared to this time last year. Buyer demand had been on the weaker side in recent weeks, but that seems to be shifting. The number of purchase agreements signed this past week was up both from the prior week and from the same period last year. On the ground, there has been a noticeable uptick in activity from both buyers and sellers, raising the question of whether this could be the true start of Portland's buying season. And as for mortgage rates, the yield on the 10-year Treasury bond, one of the best indicators of rate movements, has fluctuated over the past week. Despite these swings, mortgage rates have remained relatively stable. Credit markets prefer stability, and the uncertainty in the broader economic landscape may be keeping rates from making any significant moves. The best advertised mortgage rate last week was around 6.5%, roughly in line with last Friday's levels. That's Friday before the 7th. If any major changes occur, an update will be provided. The number of bank-owned and pre-foreclosure properties in the market has been rising over the past few months, but the overall number still remains small. Out of more than 8,000 active and pending listings, only about 115 fall into the distressed property category. Meanwhile, the average time a home spends on the market before receiving an acceptable offer has declined to 63 days from 72 days the previous week, which is typical for this time of year. Sellers, on average, had to discount their asking prices by about 3.5% to close a deal successfully. Looking ahead, it's difficult to predict what's next. The Federal Reserve Board meets Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, and as is customary, there has been minimal communication leading up to the meeting. The general expectation is that there will be no changes to the Fed fund rate, and recent inflation reports, one slightly lower than expected and one as anticipated, support that outlook. However, ongoing global trade concerns add a layer of uncertainty. Any major updates occur before this report is published, I will make sure to send those out too. That's a wrap on this week's market update. Hopefully this information provided valuable insights. If you have any questions or want more details about your neighborhood or anything else related to real estate in the Pacific Northwest, please feel free to call or text 503-388-2888 or email me Lauren at pdxhomesforsale.com. Looking forward to seeing you again next week.